Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning. Today is Wednesday, December 16th, 2020, and this is your second stimulus check and second stimulus package update, as well as news report. Top congressional leaders, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, the Big Four, convened for a meeting on stimulus and government funding yesterday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time and reconvened again in the evening at 7:30 p.m., and the meetings went very well.
On the agenda will be another year-end comprehensive spending deal as well as a COVID relief package. Now, already we know that the Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, spoke over the phone this afternoon for more than an hour with Nancy Pelosi. He'll be joining this 4 p.m. meeting by phone as well. And last night, McConnell and McCarthy issued this statement saying it's a time for Republicans and Democrats in the Senate and the House to find consensus on COVID relief before the holidays. We hope our Democrat counterparts share our sense of urgency.
Right now, many lawmakers in Congress want to come to a deal before the end of the week. President Trump had said he wanted to get a bill passed right now before the end of this week. Bernie Sanders and other top lawmakers have come out and said they want to get a deal passed this week. Some of them wanted to include direct stimulus checks of $1,200, but right now the bill that they currently are talking about does not have direct stimulus checks in it. It does have $300 per week in boosted unemployment benefits for people who are unemployed. It has rental assistance and food assistance programs as well. So for people who can't pay their rent and maybe do have a job, but are getting paid a lot less, he said that they still have these other aspects in the bill.
Now, we have been expecting that lawmakers would strike a deal on a comprehensive spending deal sometime today and perhaps even release the legislative text. Clearly, a COVID relief compromise has been more elusive, but it does now appear that the wheels of Washington are turning, guys. And this meeting this afternoon is a significant and necessary step to hitting the Friday deadline and ensuring that the government does not run out of money and that Americans finally get relief.
The problem is right now the government goes on a recess after the end of this week. So if they don't come to an agreement on stimulus or government spending, well then the government will have a shutdown. So the government has to stay in session to get at least that bill passed. But if they don't get a stimulus bill passed, we may not see stimulus until the next year when the next Congress comes into place. However, Bernie Sanders has come out and said, and other top lawmakers have said, that they will remain in Congress after this week to reach an agreement, and they're not going to be leaving until a deal is passed before the end of this year.
Elon, when is the last day Congress is nominally supposed to be in session for this term? Because then it's over and we're back to January 3rd when the new Congress is seated.
Friday is the last day that Congress is slated to be in session. But as we know, these deadlines do tend to slip. And I believe it was Senator Bernie Sanders who said to reporters that we could be spending Christmas Eve together. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And hopefully this all gets wrapped up by the end of the week.
That would be a fun group, wouldn't it? Christmas Eve with the Republicans and the Democrats together.
So hopefully they can reach a deal before the end of this week. A lot of top lawmakers are saying there is a lot of support for this bill. Senator Mitt Romney came out yesterday and also explained how there are many top Republicans and Democrats who currently support passing a $908 billion bill, the one with the unemployment benefits in it. And he said how he's very hopeful that this bill will pass.
Senator, we've been hearing about some sort of compromise for a while, but only hearing. It's been all talk. Does this thing have a chance?
Yeah, I think it does. Actually, you're seeing a number of people come forward with support. We've got basically 12 Republicans and Democrats that came together to fashion this proposal. We've got 50 members of the House that are behind it. And, of course, the leader, McConnell, and the White House have also said it's got some good merit. So we're hoping that either in total or in pieces, this will get passed and help will get to people that need it very badly.
What he means is that Congress has come out and divided this bill into two separate bills as well. The first proposal is one that would provide $748 billion for support to small businesses, including the Payroll Protection Program loans, unemployment benefits, food assistance, and shelter assistance as well. So that's rental assistance. And then the other bill, which is $160 billion, would provide money for state and local government as well as temporary liability protections for small businesses. So he said whether or not they agree on the full $908 billion bill or if they agree to one of these two smaller bills, he still feels very hopeful that something will get passed this week and there will be at least unemployment benefits being sent out.
Neither Mitch McConnell McConnell nor Nancy Pelosi, for that matter, have agreed to bring it up for a vote. Are you confident that they will?
Well, not yet, but I think it's been pretty clear. Mitch McConnell has said we need to get something done before the end of the year. We have people that are going to lose their unemployment insurance the day after Christmas. And to keep that from happening is a high priority. We want help also for people that need mental health facilities. We need help for small businesses desperately. We got a lot of businesses just hanging on. So this is another round of PPP grants and loans to small businesses. This is money that needs to get out right away.
So this is a good sign. At least we're seeing that top lawmakers on both sides are saying we need to get a bill passed as soon as possible. Trump has said we need to get it passed as soon as possible. They're all saying we need to get it passed this week. The downside and the problem is that this bill doesn't include any sort of direct stimulus checks in it. However, they said they could revisit this later on or still add it in to the bill, but it seems unlikely at this moment that there are going to be direct stimulus checks in this bill. It's going to have unemployment benefits and $300 per week for people who are unemployed, but for people who do have a job, it doesn't seem like they will get assistance in the form of a direct payment.
Senator, the frustration has been enormous across this nation. Why has this taken so long?
Well, you know, on one hand, you had Speaker Pelosi say that it was $2 trillion or nothing. And on the other hand, you saw Republicans. We came forward with a bill that was $500 billion. And so we were just miles apart. And at a dinner with, well, I guess there were 8 of us, at Lisa Murkowski's home, we said, let's see if we can't come up with something we can all agree on. And that group grew, became a little larger. We put together a bill. We agree on it. We think it's important to get this passed before the year is over.
The problem is that if they already agree on this bill and all of them show support for it, well, then it should already be passed. But obviously, there are a number of members in Congress, in the House of Representatives and Senate, who don't agree on it because if they did, it would already be passed.
What about direct payments? That's not in here. You've said that there are other more pressing matters. But you can't tell that to people who can't make the rent and can't buy the food.
Well, the good news is the people who can't make the rent get rental assistance into this bill. There's also tens of billions of dollars going into food assistance, food stamps, food banks, and so forth. So people who can't make the rent, people who don't have money for food are going to get help. We're also going to extend unemployment insurance at $300 a week on top of the state provision. So additional funds to those that are unemployed. The key, of course, is let's keep the cost of this from becoming backbreaking and adding huge debt to our national balance sheet and sending checks to people who don't need it. I know it's popular for people who like checks, but sending checks to people that don't need it doesn't strike us as high a priority as getting checks to people that are unemployed and who can't pay the rent and are looking for food.
So from what they are saying right now, it looks like we will have a bill at least proposed and hopefully passed by the end of this week. It's not going to include direct stimulus checks in it, and Senator Mitt Romney said that that's because it's not a top priority for them right now. They want to support the people who don't have jobs and who can't pay their bills at all. He said for people who are employed but maybe aren't making enough, they still have other programs in place that could help them, but they're not going to be getting direct support because they believe that those people are not in as much need as people who don't have jobs right now. But anyways, that's what's going on with the second stimulus check and second stimulus package as of Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600, when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.